They say one wrong move can destroy everything you've worked for. Not a mistake you make when you're failing, but a mistake you make when you think you're winning. That's the one that's deadly, because in that moment, you relax. You stop watching the board. You feel safe. And that's when you make the move you can never take back. Machiavelli warned about this over 500 years ago. He didn't just see it in kings and generals. He saw it in the everyday power games of merchants, diplomats, and citizens. It's the move that looks harmless, but quietly hands your enemy the advantage. Have you ever told someone your plan, only to watch it fall apart? Have you ever shared an idea for a business, and then found out someone else used it before you? Have you ever told people about the next big thing you are going to do, and suddenly everything felt harder, like walls appeared out of nowhere? That's not bad luck. That's not fate. That's human nature. The moment you speak, you invite interference. Life is not random chaos. It has rules, hidden, silent, and often cruel, just like a chessboard. Every choice you make, every word you speak, every person you trust, it's all a move on that board. Some people treat life like a casual game, pushing pieces forward just to see what happens. But the wise know better. They understand that a single careless move can shift the entire balance of power, and that patience often wins more battles than aggression. A master strategist doesn't rush. They don't allow excitement or fear to dictate their pace. They stand still. They study the board. They watch the other players breathing, the flicker in their eyes, the subtle twitch of their hands, until they can predict the next move before it even begins. And here's where most people fail. They believe that telling others about their plans will earn them support. They think that by revealing their next move, they'll inspire trust or gain encouragement. But in reality, the moment you speak your move before it is secured, you have surrendered a weapon. You have opened the gates to your fortress before the walls were reinforced. People will smile, they will nod, they will congratulate you. And yet, some of them will quietly begin to position themselves to block, copy, or sabotage what you are about to do. Your vision becomes vulnerable the moment it leaves your lips. In Machiavelli's time, the consequences of revealing a strategy too soon could be fatal. Alliances shifted overnight, and the wrong ear hearing the wrong whisper could mean a dagger in your back before dawn. Power was not a gift. It was something you guarded with your life. Today, the weapons have changed, but the danger hasn't disappeared. Instead of swords, we have reputations. Instead of daggers, we have rumors, politics, and quiet interference. In the modern world, the moment your plans become public too early, someone else can claim credit for them, undermine them, or use them against you. The truth is, most people don't sabotage you out of pure malice. They do it out of self-interest. If your move threatens their comfort, their influence, or their position, they will quietly maneuver to protect themselves. Sometimes it's intentional, sometimes it's instinct. But either way, you lose. You lose the element of surprise. You lose the advantage of being the only one who knows what's coming. And in any competitive space, business, politics, relationships, even friendships, that surprise is one of your greatest weapons. Think about the chessboard again. If you tell your opponent exactly what piece you will move next and why, you've made their job easy. They can prepare, counter, or lure you into a trap. But if you move in silence, if you hold your cards close, if you make your progress invisible until the final moment, you keep them on edge. You make them react to you instead of the other way around. In life, as in chess, control belongs to the one who forces the other to play their game. This doesn't mean you must isolate yourself or live in paranoia. It means you must learn the art of timing. There is a difference between sharing an idea and revealing a strategy. The first can build alliances. The second can destroy an advantage. The wise reveal only fragments, never the full picture, until it's too late for others to interfere. Even your closest allies don't need to see every move before it happens. If they are truly allies, they will respect your need for discretion. Some will call this secrecy. Some will call it manipulation. But understand this: silence is not deception. Silence is protection. You are not lying by keeping your plans to yourself. You are guarding them from being exposed before they are ready to stand on their own. A plan in its early stages is like a seed. If you plant it in the open, before it has roots, the wind can tear it away, or someone else can steal the soil it's meant to grow in. But if you plant it deep, if you water it in secret, if you allow it to grow unseen until it's strong, then no storm can take it from you. In today's hyper-connected world, the temptation to reveal is greater than ever. Social media rewards instant updates. Friends ask, "What are you working on?" And you feel pressured to answer. We've been conditioned to believe that constant sharing equals progress. But progress that is seen too early is progress that can be stolen, diluted, or destroyed. The masters of influence know that mystery is magnetic. When people can't see your every step, they begin to wonder. That wondering builds curiosity. That curiosity turns into respect. And respect, when paired with strategic action, turns into power. Consider the moments in history when great leaders revealed their moves, not before the action, but after the victory. Generals would keep their strategies locked away until the battle was over. Artists would disappear for months, even years, before unveiling a masterpiece. Entrepreneurs would work in quiet obscurity, only to emerge with a product so complete and impactful that no competitor could catch up. These people understood something vital: the power of shock. When no one expects your move, its impact is multiplied. But the opposite is just as true. Reveal too soon, and you give people time to dismantle your work before it's even finished. Tell them about the book you're writing, and suddenly you face unsolicited criticism before the first draft is done. Share your business idea, and a competitor might launch it before you. Openly announce your career plans, and the people above you might close doors before you get there. The danger is not always obvious. It hides in casual conversations, in careless updates, in the belief that everyone wants to see you win. Machiavelli would tell you, human nature has not changed. The players are the same. The board is the same. Only the tools have changed. The same principles of survival and dominance that applied in Renaissance courts apply in your workplace, your social circles, and even your family. Every move you make either strengthens your position or weakens it. The only way to keep your position is to move with both intelligence and discretion. The next time you feel the urge to share your plans, ask yourself, is this move already secured? Is it beyond the reach of sabotage, competition, or interference? If the answer is no, your silence will serve you better than any applause you might get for revealing it. Because applause fades quickly, but a well-executed move revealed at the right moment will echo for years. Life will always be a chessboard. The game doesn't stop, and neither do the players. Some are reckless, throwing pieces forward and hoping luck will save them. Others are patient, calculated, and relentless, and these are the ones who win. Not because they are louder, but because they are smarter. Not because they reveal everything, but because they reveal nothing, until it's too late for anyone to stop them. Why do people make this mistake? Simple. We crave validation. We want someone to tell us our plan is smart, our idea is brilliant, our dream is worth chasing. We want the rush of hearing, "Wow, that's amazing," before we've even done the hard work. We think that by sharing, we make it more real. But every person you tell has their own ambitions. Even if they like you, they may unconsciously work against you to protect themselves, to secure their own position. or just to avoid being left behind. Imagine you're at work, aiming for a promotion. You tell a coworker about your plan. At first, they congratulate you, but deep down, something shifts. They start to think, if they get this role, what happens to me? Will they have more influence than I do? And so, without even realizing it, they become a barrier. Maybe they accidentally mention your ambitions to a manager in a way that makes you look impatient. Maybe they quietly highlight your mistakes in meetings. Maybe they just start working harder, not to help you, but to beat you. The same trap exists in relationships. You meet someone new, and in the rush of connection, you reveal everything. Your fears, your past mistakes, your financial situation. At first, it feels like intimacy. But later, the other person holds all the cards. They know where you're vulnerable. They know what buttons to push. They know how to make you doubt yourself, and they can do it without even meaning to. Machiavelli understood the power of mystery. When people don't know your next move, they can't prepare for it. They can't stop you. And in their uncertainty, they start to respect you, even fear you. In The Prince, he warns that rulers should conceal their intentions until the moment of action. It's not about lying. It's about strategic silence. The less they know, the more you control. The biggest danger is overconfidence. You think you've already won, so you open your mouth. But in chess, that's the moment you're in the most danger. When you think the game is yours, you stop scanning for threats. That's when the hidden trap is waiting. Julius Caesar once announced too early that he would cross the Rubicon and march on Rome. He still won, but only because he had unmatched skill, resources, and luck. For anyone else, that early reveal would have been suicide. Think of your plans as a candle. The flame is your advantage. Protected from the wind, it burns steady. But the moment you bring it into the open air, anyone can blow it out. Every word you speak to the wrong person is like opening a window, and too many open windows will kill the flame before you get to use its light dot. So what's the alternative? Patience. Build your position quietly. Work while no one is watching. Gather resources. Study the people around you. And when the time comes, act so suddenly and so decisively that no one can stop you. Because silence isn't weakness, it's preparation. The less you say, the more others reveal. Every conversation becomes an opportunity to learn about them, to see their weaknesses, to map their ambitions. This applies everywhere. In your career, don't announce your project until it's nearly complete. In negotiations, never reveal your bottom line until you've extracted every advantage. In relationships, keep certain details to yourself until trust is proven over time. And in public life, avoid broadcasting your intentions on social media unless you've already locked in the win. Machiavelli's idea of concealing one's intentions was not simply a trick for politicians or schemers. It was a fundamental law of survival in any arena where power, influence, and competition exist. He understood something most people refuse to accept, that knowledge is power. But knowledge about you is also a weapon that can be turned against you. Every time you speak about what you're going to do, you give your rivals ammunition. You hand them the blueprint of your next move, and even if they smile and nod while you're talking, in the back of their mind, they're already plotting how to counter it, outpace it, or destroy it before it even has the chance to take form. The rulers of his time didn't just lose battles because they were weak. They lost because they forgot the value of mystery. There is a strange human urge to be seen, to be recognized for one's brilliance before the victory is even secured. A king might announce his grand strategy to impress his court, to gain the admiration of nobles, or to intimidate his enemies. But that announcement often gave those same enemies the map to his downfall. It wasn't always malice that destroyed. Him, Sometimes it was simply that once the plan was known, it could be resisted. And resistance, even from a weaker opponent, could turn a flawless idea into a failed dream. The same is true in modern life. You don't need to wear a crown to fall into this trap. How many people broadcast their business ideas before they've built them? How many brag about their career moves before they've signed the contract? How many share their private goals with anyone who will listen, as if saying it out loud will make it real? But the reality is, speaking too soon doesn't make it stronger. It makes it fragile. It invites the silent resistance of others, the doubts of those who don't believe in you, and the subtle sabotage of those who envy you. Even worse, it tricks your own mind into feeling like you've already achieved something just because you've talked about it. That's the trap of overconfidence. It's not arrogance in the loud, obvious way we imagine. It's quieter and far more dangerous. It begins when you start to feel certain about your success. You've worked hard. You've put the pieces in place. You've seen the path ahead so clearly in your mind. And that's when the desire to share your vision becomes overwhelming. You think, what could go wrong? I'm already ahead. But in that moment, you've forgotten that the world doesn't stop moving while you're feeling confident. The same way in chess, a player who believes the game is already theirs starts to relax, starts to overlook small details, starts to underestimate the opponent, and that's exactly when the unexpected strike lands. Machiavelli saw this overconfidence ruin even the most brilliant minds. A general who believed his army was unstoppable would march with too much boldness, leaving his flanks exposed. A diplomat who thought he had the upper hand would speak too freely in negotiation, giving the other side the exact leverage they needed. A ruler who trusted too much in his alliances would reveal future moves to friends who later became his fiercest rivals. In every case, the downfall wasn't caused by lack of intelligence or skill. It was caused by a momentary loss of vigilance. And vigilance is the one thing that must never be lost. When you feel certain of your position, that's the very moment to double your guard. The confidence you feel is the same confidence that blinds you to hidden dangers. You start assuming that people are on your side. You believe the silence of others means agreement. You assume the absence of resistance means support. But in reality, silence can mean plotting. Agreement can be a mask. Support can be nothing more than quiet observation, waiting for you to make a mistake. This is why Machiavelli's advice to conceal your intentions was not simply about protecting ideas. It was about protecting the one thing more valuable than any idea: your ability to act without interference. Action, when done at the right time, has a power that words can never match. You can announce your move and hope no one stops you, or you can act without announcement and leave them wondering how you managed it. History shows us that the most effective victories were often those that seemed to appear out of nowhere. The enemy wakes up one morning to find the battle already lost. The rival business sees the product already launched. The opponent in negotiation discovers the deal already signed. By the time they understand what you are doing, it's too late to stop it. That is the essence of strategic silence. But modern culture works against this principle. Today, people are conditioned to share everything, every plan, every project, every ambition, on social media, in casual conversation, even with strangers. The digital age rewards visibility, but it does not reward vulnerability. Every public declaration is like moving a chess piece without realizing the opponent has been watching your every twitch. The more visible your intentions, the easier they are to predict. And predictability is fatal in any competitive arena. Some will argue that openness builds trust, that sharing your journey can inspire others. And yes, there are times when revealing just enough can create alliances and attract support. But Machiavelli's point was never to be silent forever. It was to be silent until the moment was right. A good strategist doesn't hide because they are afraid. They hide because they are patient. They wait until their position is unshakable, until every countermove has been accounted for, until no amount of resistance can change the outcome. Then, and only then, do they reveal their hand. The difficulty lies in resisting the urge to be validated. The applause you get from announcing your intentions can feel intoxicating, but it is nothing compared to the security of unveiling something that cannot be stopped. The greatest players in history, whether in politics, war, business, or art, understood that the true reward comes not from telling people what you will do, but from showing them what you have done. By then, the conversation is no longer about whether it will happen. It's about how you manage to pull it off without anyone seeing it coming. This approach demands a kind of inner discipline that is rare. It requires you to be content with your own approval rather than the approval of others. It asks you to train your ego not to seek recognition before the work is complete. It forces you to live with the tension of holding something powerful inside without letting it slip. In many ways, it's a form of self-control that is more difficult than the action itself. Because building something is one challenge, keeping it hidden until the right time is another. There is also the matter of human nature. When you speak of your plans, you give people a target, even if they don't consciously realize it. The moment they hear what you're aiming for, they begin to measure themselves against it. If your goal threatens their own ambitions, they may start working against you, subtly or openly. If your plan inspires them, they may copy it, diluting your advantage. If it challenges their beliefs, they may undermine it out of pride. Even the most harmless listener can unintentionally damage your progress through gossip or careless words. That is why Machiavelli would likely say your plans should live in your mind, not in your mouth. The fewer people who know the details, the fewer variables you have to control. Even those who are close to you should be told only what they need to know, and only when it serves the purpose of your timing. This isn't about distrust. It's about understanding that every shared secret is a risk, and every unnecessary risk is a weakness in your position. Overconfidence clouds this judgment. It convinces you that you are immune to sabotage, that your allies are incapable of betrayal, that your enemies are too weak to matter. And in that fog of certainty, you reveal just a little too much. You let one sentence slip in a casual conversation. You hint at your next move in a moment of pride. You speak with such authority that you forget authority only lasts as long as control does. And control vanishes the moment your opponent knows where to strike. The irony is that overconfidence often grows in proportion to how capable a person actually is. The stronger you are, the more you believe you can handle anything. The more victories you have, the less cautious you become. This is why so many great leaders fall at the height of their power, not at the beginning of their climb. They forget that the higher they rise, the more eyes are watching, and the more hands are ready to pull them down. If there is one lesson to take from Machiavelli's principle, it is this: protect your moves until they are irreversible. Announce only what has already been done, not what you plan to do. Guard your ideas like a fortress, not because you doubt their strength, but because you know that in the wrong hands, even the smallest detail can be used against you. The rule is simple. If revealing something gives someone else the ability to stop you, don't reveal it. Speak only when speaking benefits you more than silence. When you live by this, something changes. You feel less rushed. You stop trying to prove yourself to everyone. You realize that the people who truly matter will see your results when the time is right. And when they do, they won't be able to do anything about it, because by the time they know, it's already too late to stop you. Machiavelli would tell you that power is a game played in the shadows. The best moves are made quietly, with no warning, until the moment they hit with full force. This is why some of the most successful leaders in history seem to appear in power suddenly, as if from nowhere. They were moving all along. They just didn't announce it. Napoleon didn't tell the world every campaign he planned. He struck without warning. Business giants like Steve Jobs revealed products only after they were ready to dominate the market. And political strategists don't leak their plans. They drop them like a hammer, with timing so perfect that opponents can't react. You might be thinking, but isn't sharing my goals a way to keep myself accountable? That's what the world teaches you. But accountability should be to yourself, not to an audience. The crowd doesn't care if you win. In fact, many secretly hope you'll fail. Every time you reveal your move, you give those people time to prepare their doubts, their criticisms, their sabotage. So stop giving them the chance. Keep your moves hidden until they're irreversible. Build in silence, launch in force. Protect your candle from the wind until it's bright enough to light the whole room in a single moment. That's how you win in the dark. And here's the bonus truth. When you master this, people will start to notice something about you. They won't be able to predict you. They won't know what you're planning. And in that uncertainty, they'll tread carefully around you, because the most dangerous person in any game is the one whose next move you can't see. In life's endless chess match, never make the mistake of moving too soon. Guard your position, guard your silence, guard your flame. Because when the time comes to strike, you want to do it in a way that leaves no chance for your enemies to recover. That's how power is won. And that's how it's kept. So remember, in a world where everyone is speaking, the one who holds their tongue holds the power. The quiet strategist, the patient thinker, the person who knows when to act and when to wait, that's the one who wins the game. Whether you're navigating politics, business, relationships, or life itself, the rule is the same. Protect your plans until they can protect themselves. Because once your strategy is out in the open, it no longer belongs to you. It belongs to the world, and the world will reshape it in ways you can't control. Silence is not weakness. It's the armor that keeps your ambition alive until the moment it's ready to strike. Play the long game, move with purpose, and never forget, the most dangerous player on the board is the one whose next move you can't see.